The Chicago Blackhawks just had their worst game of the season so far, losing 8-1 to the Arizona Coyotes. A game that should not happen. So we'll be going over the good and the bad of this game, as well as just some updates that we have along this team due to this game. But before we get into it, we noticed that 94% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So if you're looking for a spot to get all your news from the Chicago Blackhawks, you're in the right spot. Make sure to stay a while, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the major news. But like I said, a horrible game for the Chicago Blackhawks. We'll be going over the good first. Now, keep in mind, there wasn't much for this game. Obviously, an 8-1 loss, you can't have much good in a game where you're losing 8-1 to one of the worst teams in the NHL. We're going to start it off, though, simply with, the one goal they had. Kevin Korchinski connecting with Connor Bedard, 30 seconds in or some odd like that. It was a very, very nice goal, That's one thing that they had to keep up with. Kevin Korchinski had to heat up, Connor Bedard staying hot. And, when that happened 30 seconds in, kind of figured it was going to be a good game. They were going to, put the pressure on the Arizona Coyotes, but didn't turn out to be true. Now, obviously, Mullet Arena is apparently a hard spot to play in. The Arizona Coyotes last season had a winning record there, but you can't be losing to the Arizona Coyotes 8-1. I'm sorry, I don't care what team you are. I know the Blackhawks are in no room now to be the Stanley Cup favorite, a playoff favorite, but 8-1 is a horrible, horrible thing. But another one is, Lucas Reichel heating up in that center spot, acting like he don't want to leave. I'll put up this graphic here again. Pretty good, I gotta say. It was very surprising. 8 for 13 in the faceoffs, 61.5% on 15 minutes time on the ice. Didn't have a shot in the first period, but you can't complain about having a good faceoffs in times that you need good faceoffs. And Lucas Reichel can't be the center of that offense by himself. Obviously, has to be a bit of everybody. Has to be Bedard. Has to be the rookies. Has to be the veterans. The veterans especially have to take a step up on this team, knowing that the rookies cannot run this team by themselves. In no way would they be able to. It's something that is just going to have them happen. You're going to have a bad game like this. Obviously, with the team they don't really have a set lineup yet. More so, just keep on working until they get a set lineup. We may see a few more games like this. Now, obviously, very few good things. We have one more, though, which I think is, it's definitely a bit of an odd one, I would say. When I seen it, I was like, it's kind of a questionable answer to the media, and that would be Nick Foligno. After the game, two of the Blackhawks veterans on the team spoke with the media, Seth Jones and Nick Foligno, and Foligno said the quiet part out loud for everyone to hear. This is going to be really weird to say, but it's maybe a good thing that the loss happened and we have 5 days to chew on it, because I hope our team understands how you have to respect this league. It's a bad feeling in here because we're talking about trying to grow this. That was a perfect example of not anywhere close to what we're trying to do. After the first read, when I had seen that, I was like, it's kind of a weird thing to say that you need a loss, but now looking at it, for a little while, it does make sense. The rookies can't go out here and think that it's going to be easy, especially going against, some weaker teams. And that's a very proven point right there. The Arizona Coyotes, we know, are one of the bottom tier teams in the league. Now, they're heating up just like the Blackhawks, but right now they're still in that spot where they're not super good. So, having a loss to this team just kind of tells everybody on that team, some rookies, even not rookies, even some people that, have been on some very good teams over their career, it just tells them that there's no easy games in this league. There's not going to be any easy games in this league, and that was a proven point right there. It shows that what they're trying to do is not that. They're trying to go out and win. They're trying to go out and fight, and that just didn't happen in that game. So I guess that Nick Foligno quote does, it should resonate with that team based on what they did in this game. There's not much they could have done more to make it worse. So it's going to happen. 5 days to chew on it. Let that sit in. Let that, get through the minds of everybody that this cannot happen. We have to keep fighting more against these kinds of teams, and nothing will come easy in this league. But as you can see, there isn't very much good in that game. Now we're going to head over to the bad, and there was a lot of bad in this game. I'll say it. There's a really, really, really high amount of bad things that happened in this game. We're going to start it off here with the goaltending, Arvid Soderblom, not a great game. Pretty bad, very, very bad game, but a lot of the goals were not his fault. It was also a lot to do with the defense. Many rebounds off the goals, and one goal that was just over the back of the net, off the crossbar, off his back and in. That's something you can't really control, but there was a few that he definitely should have had. And, that hit to the stats will definitely take a little while to recover from on his, season stats. But Peter Mrazek came in, didn't have a bad, third period and a half. The goal he let in, that was just a fantastic goal by the Arizona Coyotes. There's no taking that away from them. But Soderblom will definitely have to, take a step back here, think about that game, rewatch that game. As much as it sucks to rewatch the game, you're going to have to, and, things got to get better. There's a lot of stuff that the defense will have to work on. There's a lot of stuff that Soderblom and the other Peter Mrazek, the other guys and the goalies will have to work on in this putrid defense, we'll just say. But as well, I think the defense, it was the big part of this game. Like I said, it was a lot on Soderblom as well, but the defense shouldn't have let up as many opportunities, as many chances as they did. They were all minus in this game. Isaac Phillips still didn't have a great debut, but he was one of the better plus minuses on this team, along with Connor Murphy. But they were horrible. They were absolutely horrible, I gotta say. The too many chances given up. They didn't seem strong on the puck in their own end, when they were trying to clear it or when they were trying to get it out of their own end. A lot of opportunities trying to put it up the boards, just super, like a weak flip off the boards, stopped, come in on a 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 3-on-2, whatnot, and it can't happen. It needs to be fixed if they want to have any chance at winning any of the games, because, Arizona Coyotes, not a bad offense, but there's a lot of better offenses in the league, and if you do that to them, the result could even be worse. It's not something that can continue. It's not something that will be able to continue. One positive, I guess you could say, is the face-off percentage was better, but another one is the 20 penalty minutes. I know there was a lot of chippiness in this game and everything, but it's got to be cleaned up a bit. It really does. 4 power play opportunities for the Arizona Coyotes to score on 1. They have the Chicago Blackhawks have one of the best penalty kills in the league right now. I think they're like 7th or so. But still, you can't afford to take as many penalties as you can, as you have been, and you gotta clean it up. That's simple as that as well. Block shots, you gotta be getting in front of the puck more. I know it's easier said than done, but the blocks are crucial. You can see Arizona had 21 blocks on 30 shots. They blocked 50 or 40% of the chances that the Blackhawks had, and you could see how much they won by. So little things like that just got to be cleaned up, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do to change this game. Obviously, there's a pretty long break after this game. Just let it sink in, like Nick Foligno said. I'm interested to see what kind of changes will be made after this game, because this cannot continue. I know that they're still working out things. They're trying to smooth out the wrinkles and everything, and trying to find a set lineup for Bedard and everything like that. But, it's got to come quicker than what it has been so far. Obviously, they found a few things that worked. Lucas Reichel seems to be heating up at center. They were arguing putting him on the wing with Bedard. I don't know what's going to follow from that after that pretty good performance in the faceoff dot. But the defense, I think they're going to have to reorganize this defense in some way. Obviously, the loss of Alex Vlasic was huge, and it was proven in this game. So I don't know what's going to continue on from here. We have a lot of time to see what will progress with this. A lot of time until the next game. So we'll be keeping updates on this team until that happens. See what kind of moves they make, if at all, or what kind of lines they have in practice and whatnot. So if you want to see all that stuff, make sure to subscribe. Stay with the channel. We'll keep you updated on all of this situation. The Blackhawks, pretty interesting team right now. We'll say that, at the least, beating Vegas and then losing to Arizona. Some things that should be straightened out. But subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any of that. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.